and welcome to Date with the Divas. Thank you for clicking on our video. Since we know you're going to enjoy it, you might as well do those things. Hello, click on that subscribe button, please. Give you a second. Okay, and if you haven't already, like our videos, please, and hit on that notification bell so you never miss out on our videos. Entourage, please grab your beverage of choice. Mine is right here. And let us continue with the shenanigans, Ms. Alicia.
Yes. So recently, reality star diva Kim Kardashian admitted that she uses ChatGPT for legal advice. Now, normally, most people, we check stuff online anyway. We Googling up medical stuff, heck, you know what I mean? But she's supposed to be a lawyer, okay? She's supposed to have went to actual school, studied for real, and taking the bar exams. But come to find out, during an interview with Vanity Fair lie detector test video series, she was being questioned by Teyana Taylor. And this is what she's told her, quote unquote, I use ChatGPT for legal advice, referring to her time studying law over the past several years. She said, so when I am needing to know the answer to a question, I'll take a picture and snap it and put it in there. Teyana quickly chimed in and was like, so you're cheating? Which is what I'm like. You cheating? You don't know how to study? What? And Kim, in her defense, says that they're always wrong. It has made me fail tests. She said, all the time. And then I'll get mad and I yell at it and be like, you made me fail. Why did you do this? And it will talk back to me too. That's Kim. Yeah, that's some of y'all's idol. Okay. But anyway.
What'd you say?
That's some of y'all's idol. I don't know. That's her probably studying for the bar exam right now, but using ChatGPT to do it. So then Taylor quipped, so technically you and ChatGPT are friends, just toxic friends, huh? And so Kim responded, say they need to do better because I'm leaning to them to really help me. And she is teaching me life lessons and then becoming my therapist to tell me why I need to believe in myself after they got the answer wrong. It's like a thing. I screenshot all the time and sit it in my group chat. Like, hey, can you believe this bitch is talking to me like this? This is insane. So basically, Kim has admitted that ChatGPT is like her friend who has helped her study and stuff. Now, I am on the verge of saying she might need some help herself mentally for all this behavior. Maybe someone needs to check on her to get her conservative shit. Maybe that's too far, but still, like, girl. Divas, what do you think? Would you even trust a lawyer who admits that I use ChatGPT to help me pass the bar exam?
She didn't say to pass the bar exam. She said exams for her classes.
Still,
Done. I thought she was finished with school. Am I confused? Is she still?
Yeah, she's still in law school.
Because she's using ChatGPT.
Like
If
she passed the baby bar so that she could continue her schooling. And so now she's at the final stage before you take the bar.
She better not use that ChatGPT to do jack.
Right.
Well, she's using it to assist her for questions to her test, right? Just her
for
practice
her classes.
exam.
You know how you take a class, you have to take tests in your class?
Yeah.
She's probably using it to help her write her papers.
Well, she's probably helping. By putting them questions in there, she's helping the next crew. Because remember,
exactly.
This is a learning program, right?
That's
so she's
true.
helping the next crew.
But this is my question. If I have an assignment and there's a question, I have to write an answer. What's the difference between going to ChatGPT and opening up the law book? Like, you still have to go, to a source. You still have to go to a source to get the answer to the question.
Right, but can you actually quote ChatGPT on your papers? I don't think schools are accepting ChatGPT as a biblical source.
No, that's for when you're like turning in papers, not when you're answering a question.
As she should realize, it's not a source of full information as of yet. I mean, it's still a baby. It's still in its baby stages right now. So maybe she should back up for a second.
Because it's still like Joe said, it's still acquiring its information. And yeah, for the next person, it may be better because as she keeps putting in information, at somehow, some way, it's going to figure out, oh, the right answer through some of the formulations of, what do they call the algorithm or whatever you want to call it.
And that is a program where the information is only as good as the source of the information put in there, right? So that's something you have to, pay attention to. I mean, it's different than going to, what is it, Cornell Law or something like this, and Nexus, and just going in there and looking up that stuff where it's supposed to be correct, and they're taking actual information and then putting it in this system or what have you. So, use your sources wisely, Kim.
Right, right.
I mean, it's not what I would do, not on a test where the answers have to be correct.
And I mean, this is a
You know,
class, right? You talked about it.
Don't you always like we all do it. Come on. We all cut and paste. But you have to like read what you
Right,
pasted and
yeah.
like revise and make sure it's
you know
worded
what?
the way you would word it.
But do you think that's part of the entitlement of certain people?
I don't know if
That you
it's
feel that
entitlement.
that's all you need to do?
I think,
Laziness.
yeah, there we go.
Just
Just a little
laziness?
bit of the laziness where you're heavily relying on the source when you still have to remember this is information. And also, like just like Auntie said, we cut and paste and stuff. When you cut and paste, you still got to make it sound like you, right?
Yeah.
So you
Right.
got to go over it, and it's not just like, hey, sexy chocolate,
And make sure you like everything it says.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same token, I'm thinking, I was like, if you're going to law school and you're actively, like involved in the legal process, there are judges that don't know that stuff. They're still looking in books
Oh,
to clarify and verify.
They
Like
better be.
if you're in court and somebody could cite, case law, and the judge would be like, hold on, give me a second and evaluate the law, whatever. But my thing is like, you just putting it in just like Joe said, sexual chocolate. Okay, that's the answer. We're gonna go with the answer. There has to be some thought process, making it sound like you and verifying in your mind, like you have a textbook.
Right.
Are you just putting it in with no reference saying, okay, did you read the material? I'm trying to figure out why you putting the information. If you read the book,
Yeah,
the
but just because
information
you read the book doesn't mean you remember every single, like, especially with legal stuff, like you remember every single thing that you read.
But if you take the test.
Come on, Lava, we've all taken tests before. You go back into your textbook to get the answer.
And that's why, and there you go. You
So
said
now
the words. You went into your textbook.
Younger people
You go
don't
back to the
deal with textbooks. They go
She ain't that
online.
young.
Thank
She
you,
is
Lala.
not that
I
young.
appreciate
She's
it.
not
The system has
16.
changed.
Thank you.
The system has changed. The system has
She's in
changed.
school now. Okay, we're not in
And the
school
system,
now.
yes.
People who are in school
I agree with
now,
you.
regardless of their age, it's easier to go online than to flip through a goddamn book.
Got you. But they're still going through their textbooks. I'm through the text, even if it's online. And I'm sorry, Marilyn, I know you were trying to say something, but
No, I was just agreeing with Antrese. I mean, I think this day and age is different. Even with textbooks, people are using Google and everything else, not necessarily ChatGPT and all that, but they're using all the internet sources to get answers to everything and not necessarily even opening their book if it gives them the right answer. So I'm thinking this day and age, it makes sense. Again, I wouldn't rely on ChatGPT.
100%.
Or I would double check. Like, I mean, I would be reading and be like, does that even make sense just based off your knowledge and just generally taking the classes and the notes? You should know, you should have kind of a clear or high level understanding.
Yeah. Again, I get it. This is the internet world. You can look up stuff or what have you. But even going to school today, they're providing you with some source. They're not just saying go to Google. Right?
Source backed by fact and backed by validation.
Sure.
So, again, we're talking about a particular source. Again, I just believe that that's not the source you should be using at this point because it's relatively new and stay away from that for a second and just use the sources that are either validated and provided to you.
especially
part
for
that
a tech.
concerns me is her acting like it's her actual friend. Talking about I talk back to her and she's my therapist. It's like, okay, now some people are getting too addicted to this AI stuff.
Well, people are using
Friends who've
that like as
actually
their
named, they
friend.
have named their AI. Their AI has a certain voice. They can speak
Right,
back to them like a
right.
friend and be like, "Hello, hello, Marilyn. Good to see you today," or something like. I mean, you can train it for you and your personality. Now, when they start talking about relationships and marriage and all that crazy stuff, then they've gone off the deep end. But I know it's been, I use it a lot for certain things, like research. Give me enough stuff, and then I can go take that information and go research other stuff. Like helps
Right.
shorten some of the stuff I'm looking for or doing. Or like, for example, I'm looking for something for travel backpack. I'm like, give me the top travel backpacks that are out here with the top review. Then I take it and do my own research and pick it. I don't just rely fully.
Keywords right there, Marilyn.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You didn't sexy chocolate it. You said you take it,
Right.
you do your own research.
I would imagine though it's got to be tedious taking all those classes and all those tests and
Hello, if
You're
you
going
could
to school.
go get a lawyer,
Come on.
hello, you would want them to be doing all these
no.
tests.
From what I understand, you go into law because you're interested in a particular type of law. Like she's interested in criminal justice.
And criminal justice requires a lot.
But you have to learn all of it. So she's like,
That's a general surgeon.
she's like, I love my criminal justice classes, but then when you have to take other types of law that you have no interest in, it can really be like, moving.
So like when you're a doctor, you got to learn everything before you decide your practice.
Exactly. But is it that interesting to you? Is just what we're talking about. Like, yes, of course. Like we went to college and we took all the classes. Some we liked, some we didn't. Some were boring, some were more interesting. So I would just imagine with something like law, it's like, oh my God, I don't care.
Yeah, and I'm sure there are people that are like oh my gosh, whatever particular, I don't know,
Torts.
yeah,
Everyone hates torts.
yeah, right. So I mean, that's part of unfortunately, that's part of
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
part of it,
How you gonna know if you like? How you gonna be able? You have to know. Okay.
I mean, that's part of it. And my thing is, look, if you can grab it, grab it. That's what I think maybe that's part of it in terms of education. They're kind of like throwing everything at you, and they're trying for you to figure out, okay, well, what sticks. You may start out, you started out, oh, I want to be a dancer, and then you took some shop class, and all of a sudden now you're a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's just you thinking that that's what you wanted, but then they start throwing other stuff at you, and you're like, oh wait, maybe I'm better at this one. Maybe that's part of it too.
When you hire an attorney, you hire a very specific attorney
Oh
who
yeah.
does that type of law. Like you don't go to, a family lawyer when you've got to do a contract for, a movie deal. Like there's entertainment law, there's different types of lawyers, and they will tell you, I can't give you that advice because I
Right,
don't
of
practice
course.
that type of law.
But right
They
now
still
she's
have
in
to go,
school.
but they still have to go to school and learn it all. But then it seems like they dump it.
They probably
That's
don't
just
learn
like
it all in depth. They probably just get a general overview of the other subjects and then do more of their stuff more in depth. You know what I mean?
that's just
Yeah.
like when you going to you in college and you going for
Right.
something.
Mhm.
They got electives for a reason, right? They throwing. I mean, obviously it's make money, I think. But anyway, I mean, other things can stick, and then that if it doesn't, just like you said, you dump it. We go in high school, they're teaching you chemistry and all this other stuff, but you use what it is that you're going to go forward in. For her, it's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes.
I do say that if you're going to be using ChatGPT depending like that, I need a discount on my low end services. Then you know what I mean. Keep charging the regular services price if you
Well,
got AI as your friend. So
well,
I'd
that's
be
the
surprised though if lawyers are actually not necessarily ChatGPT or some type of AI are starting to use it to help with the research.
well, yeah, that's what's
I mean,
happening
they
now.
should be checking it. I don't think they're just relying on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're.
yeah.
I mean, a lot of companies are using it. I mean, they're building stuff around things like compliance and testing and HR and doing all this stuff. So I think unfortunately that's the way it's going to go, and they're going to look at it. And they do need to be reading what's coming out of it. But I bet you they're like, I have this case as a subject. Please provide at least all the case law, not necessarily like tell me all the cases related to this issue that are out there. Maybe it'll miss something, maybe it not. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if law firms are now starting to use some of this.
They are using it. They are using it, and that's what we as a country are having issues with it legally, to find out how much, where, what, because again, this is a new thing. So it's still in its baby stage, and just like Marilyn said, yeah, you can use it and just be like, give me some case law, but again, it's a baby stage, so it can give you something that's false. You still have to go in there, take a look, blah 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 blah. It's here to stay, good or bad. So we just have to, now it's just, we're still kind of, messing around and figuring it out for now.
So learn from Kim and don't use it for your exams.
At least not now. Wait like a couple of years.
Right. Let it be perfected
Or
first.
fact check that answer.
Fact check.
And don't use it as your therapist. Get a real one, okay?
Really bothering you, huh, Alicia?
Yes.
Again, because this is information that is being put into a system.
Right.
So just think about that.
All right, Antras, let us know, what do you think? Do you agree with Kim K? Is there nothing wrong with it? Is ChatGPT, a diva who likes to test you out to make sure that you know the answer for real, playing you games and stuff?
Right.
Or are you on the fence of she needs to be in her book studying for real, and not using that solely as her tutor? Like, get a real tutor, girl. Like, that's probably something.
Right, girl. You can afford one.
Right.
21, exactly. You got money for that.
Let us know what you think. What have you used ChatGPT for? Let us know that. What sort of things have you put in there? Have you gotten great advice from there, or not great advice?
I heard people are using it for even images to make their pictures look like their professional pictures look.
Right, headshots or
know.
something.
Making their headshots look.
Yes. Let us know, y'all. Comment down below, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.